Hi guys, so I'm going to do another conditioning workout without a pole that you can do. For this one you will need a weight or something really heavy, so I've got a kettlebell, but don't worry if you haven't got a proper weight, because you could also just use like a really heavy book. So Oxford Dictionary is quite substantially heavy, that'll do. You'll also need a couple of yoga blocks. If, like me, you don't have any yoga blocks, again, books are great. So my yoga blocks today are Harry Potter and Cards Against Humanity. So yeah, you don't actually need yoga blocks, but obviously if you've got them, then do feel free to use them. So yeah, let's get going. So we're going to start with our normal warm-up. So starting with the neck, just making sure we're getting all the body parts moving. So looking from side to side. And then tucking our chin to our chest and looking up to the ceiling. That's great, well done. And then rolling just in semicircles forwards, rolling the neck. Just warming that up. Okay, and then we're going to do the shoulders. If you start coming up onto your toes as well, that can add a bit of a workout for your calves. And then adding the elbows. And adding the arms as well. And change direction. Make sure you're coming up onto your toes. Back to elbows. And back to your shoulders. Your squeaky floor. Okay, and then twisting the upper body, keeping the hips facing forward. Just to release the upper back. And then release and swing. Okay, and then we're just going to open out the hips. And bring it back in the other way. And change sides. Sorry, keep going. Just going to tie my hair up. And come back the other way. Okay, and then we'll just do some nice big hip circles. And you can do your wrists as well. Change direction. And then we're going to roll down from our head. And we're going to come down and do a windmill, I think it's called. So opposite hand to foot. And then we're going to do some pancake taps, so tapping forward, middle and back. Okay, last one. Well done. And then bringing our feet in a little bit, we're going to walk our hands forward and come up into downward dog. If you can all see me, I'll come back a bit just to make sure. Okay, so we're in our downward dog position. We're going to bring our knee to our chest, and we're going to kick up behind. So 10 of these. 3, 4, try and keep your hips square. So we're trying not to like twist to the side. You want to try and keep your hips facing downwards. I've lost count. 7, 8, 9, and hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and change legs, chest and knee. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and hold. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and back down. Okay, now we're going to come forwards into a plank. So just shifting our weight forwards. And we're going to hold this for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 3, 2, 1. And then we're going to roll our hips from side to side. So we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And on the 10th one, we're going to come up into a side plank and hold that for 10. 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Back into a plank, and we'll go again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, go back to the other side. Make sure you're side planking on the other side this time. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and come back into the normal plank. Okay, we're now going to do some press ups. So we can either do the half press ups, so with our knees down and our feet crossed, or you can challenge yourself and do the full press ups. We're going to try and do 10. Don't worry if you can't do 10. You could always do like 5 and then 5 more. But we're going to try and go for 10. So either with your knees down or your feet up. And we're going to go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, well done. Have a little breather, grab some water. And then come onto your hands and knees. So the next exercise we're going to do, this one actually is really good if you're wanting to work on your back flexibility, so it's a bit of a back warm-up, and it's also good for your legs as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to, similar to the other one, bring our knee into our chest, kick up and back, but we're keeping our knee bent, and as we do that we're going to look up to the ceiling, so we're going to get a nice curve in our spine. So 10 of those on each side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and change sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, right, we'll do the same again. This time we're going to raise the opposite hand. So we want to keep our palm and our armpit facing inwards. So it's going to look like this. This time we can keep the legs straight as well. So we're sort of going like that this time. So 10 on each side. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, well done. Should be nice and warm now. So, coming down now onto our mat, we're going to do another shoulder mobility sort of active stretch. So, same as what we've just been doing with the kicks, but this time we're just going to leave our feet on the floor. We're going to raise an arm and we're going to pulse it for 10, keeping the palm facing in and your armpit facing in. So we're not like this, we're like this. And then you can be resting on your elbow on the other arm. So for 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, and hold. 9, 10. Okay, this is a really good one for shoulder mobility. And other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold. 9, 10. Okay, great. Well done. So, again, grab a drink if you need to. Coming on now to the next exercise. This is where we're going to want our chair. So this next exercise, you're going to feel it a lot in your glutes, but it's also a really good hip opener. So really good for like flexibility, for warming up if you're going to do some splits training. If you can't, so I'll show you what it's going to look like. So we're going to have the chair next to us like this. We're going to come onto all fours next to the chair, and we're going to put the inside leg up on top of the chair like this, and then we're going to come down onto the elbow on the opposite side. Now if you can't get your leg up onto a chair, if you're not flexible enough or whatever, then you can just use like a block or a book like we said, so I'll show you with that. It's just to make sure we're keeping it raised a little bit. So if you're just doing it on a block, just start with the leg there, come down onto the elbow, and then what we're going to do is we're going to lift the leg as high as we can, and we're going to pulse it for 10, and then we're going to hold it for 10. So I'm going to use the chair, but if you just want to use a block or 2 blocks or a book or something not quite as high as a chair, then that is fine. So coming up in this sort of peeing dog position on the chair, coming down onto the opposite elbow and lifting for 10. So 1, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and hold for 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. One side. Let's see. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and hold. So again, grab yourself a quick drink. And we're going to keep our chair where it is, because we're going to come on now and do some tricep dips. So obviously triceps are important for lots of things on the pole. If you've got like a slightly lower chair or a sofa or something, obviously the higher your chair is, the harder this is going to be. You can, if you can't do it from a chair at the minute, you can just do it from the floor. So I'll show you with the chair first, and then I will show you without the chair if that's too difficult. So we're going to come onto the chair. We're going to have our hands facing forwards on the edge of the chair, and we're going to bring our legs out so they're nice and straight in front of us, and we're just going to dip down and back up. If you want to make it a bit easier, you can bend your legs so you're taking a bit of weight in your feet, so that will make it a little bit easier. And as I say, if you can't do it from the chair, you can do it from the floor, either sitting and just coming back down and pushing yourself up like that, or if you want to make it a bit harder, lifting up and doing it like that. So obviously pick your weapon, the floor or a chair. And we're going to do 3 lots of 10 of these. So coming, okay, right, so ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Well done. Oh, that burns. No, we're just going to do 2 lots of 10. Because I'm keeping this one short. If you want to make this like an hour-long workout, then just do extra sets of each of the exercises. I'm keeping this short because I'm going to do a bit of pole afterwards as well, and just a nice half-hour workout is good sometimes. So, ready for the second set. Coming back onto the edge of the chair, legs extended, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, 10. Okay, well done. Give your arms a bit of a shake. They're probably quite sore now. And we can put our little friend in the chair away. Okay, I'm going to come on to some ab stuff now. So obviously core strength is really important with a lot of things, particularly pole. So we're going to start. What was I going to start with? Oh yeah. So we're going to start with some leg and hip raises. So this is going to target our upper abs. So we're going to lie down on our mat like so. I hope you can see me okay. That's fine. No. Okay, so we're going to lie down on the mat. Now we're going to lift our legs, but I also want you to lift your hips. So, and when we come down, we're not going to touch the floor. So we're going to do 10 sort of hip raises like this without touching your legs on the floor in between. So you can have your hands by your side. I also think about pressing your back into the floor and engaging your core muscles. So when we're ready, we'll begin now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and bring your legs down. So the next one we're going to do, I'm going through them quite quickly because it's good to keep the heart rate up, and I'm kind of doing it like a bit of a circuit. So if you've got a weight or your heavy thing, grab that now. It doesn't matter if you don't have it, you can do it without, just kind of adds an extra level. So this one, this time we're going to lie on our mat and we're going to hold our weight up here, so we're getting a nice arm workout. We're then going to lift our legs and we're just going to do some, we're going to open them in a scissor sort of motion for 10. So this is a really good hip opener again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and pulse 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and back up. Bring the legs down. Keep the weight where it is. We're going to do some more arm tricep curls. So we're going to bend our elbows down and back up for 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, well done. Lower the weight behind your head if you're using a weight or a book or whatever you've got, and straighten the legs. We're going to do, no sorry, don't straighten the legs. Keep your legs bent with your feet flat on the floor, because we're going to do some sit-ups. Now, if you haven't got a weight, don't worry, you can do these without it as well. But what I want us to do is keep our arms above our head if you can. So we're going to sit up and try and keep your arms here. So we're trying not to bring them forward, we're trying to keep them here. If that's really difficult, you can either cross your arms over your chest or just hold the weight here, but give it a go, trying to keep our arms up here. So if you're doing it with the weight, holding the weight above our head and trying to keep our arms by our ears. So 10 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, great. Grab a quick drink. We're going to do that little set of 3 once again. So, starting, what did we do? We did the leg raises, the scissors, and the sit-ups. So we'll just do that little circuit one more time. So coming back down, legs out straight, and remembering we're lifting the hips and we're not touching the feet to the floor in between each one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and drop the feet. Grab your weight, arms in the air, lifting the legs up, and scissors. 1, 2, 3, 4, and keeping my feet parallel with one another, so try and make sure that you're keeping your legs equal. 7, 8, 9, 10, and pulse. 4, 7, 8, 9, 10. Back up, drop the legs, lower the weight behind your head. And when we're ready, we're going to do the sit-ups again. So 1, 2, trying to keep our arms as close to our ears as possible. It's really hard, especially if you're doing it with a weight. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, 10. Well done. That's great. So, grab a drink, have a little breather. Okay. Now, next one, this is where you're going to want your blocks. So it's another nice ab cruncher. So for this one, you're going to want to put your yoga blocks or your books or your Cards Against Humanity or whatever you're using out in front of you, stood up on end. I don't know, it's going to stay here. Sort of just wide enough that you can get both feet in between them. And we're going to sit back. You can just rest on your arms on me, and we're basically going to lift the legs without touching the floor in between. So we're going to do 10. I'm trying to decide if that's one. Yeah, that's one. Okay, so we do 10. So ready, lifting the legs to begin with, and 1. So that's one. That's one whole one we've just done. So, and again, that's 2, 3, 5. This one's hard. 6, 7, 8, 9. Last one. 10. Oh, that one burnt. Okay, sorry, that was probably a bit mean, saying that going all the way and back is a whole one. Don't worry if you couldn't do that many. I nearly collapsed by the end of that one. Okay, we're going to come back to that one, but first of all, just got abs a bit of a break. We're going to sit in a straddle position. So again, don't worry if your legs aren't too wide. You do want to make sure though that we're trying to sit up straight rather than curling back like this. So one tip can be to just grab your bum cheeks and pull them out. If you're still finding yourself slumping back, just grab a yoga block or a cushion, for example, stick it just under the edge, and that should push your hips forward and stop you from sitting back so much. So just find what's right for you. But yeah, as I say, if you are slouching back, just grab a little cushion or something. And then we're going to put our, actually I'll come face you, it's probably better. Hands are going to come up by our ears, and we're just going to crunch sideways for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we're going to deep inhale and lean forward as much as we can. And come back up, and we'll just do 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And back to the middle. Okay, great. Grab your yoga blocks again. We're going to do this one once more. I'll do the same number as before. So if you don't want to do 10, if you want to count that's 20, then just do as many as you can. I'm going to try again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, well done. If you managed to do all of those, that's really painful. Okay, great. Put your blocks down. And then coming back into our straddle. Again, grab your bum cheeks. Make sure you're sat up nice and straight, or your cushion if you need to. Feet can be relaxed if you want to point or flex them. I don't mind. I'm just going to relax mine. Hands to ears, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Take a deep inhale. Exhale. Reach forward. Try and keep your hands up in the air when we're doing this one, because it will keep your chest forward rather than curling your spine, which people often do if their hands are here. So if your hands are here, your shoulders are going to be back. And come back up, hands back, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, I'm just going to check time quickly. Okay, brilliant. So that is it for the half-hour conditioning without a pole. Obviously, if you want to make it longer, just repeat the repetitions. Yeah, so to cool down, I'm just going to bring an arm across my chest. Yeah, I hope you've all enjoyed that. I know it's quite short and a little bit rushed, but as I said, you can kind of build it up. You can do more reps, you can do more sets, or, you know, make it a bit more of a circuit. I know at the start, and change sides. I know at the start when we were doing the leg stuff, I only did 1 set of like the kicks and everything. If you want to make it a bit longer, a little bit harder, do an extra set of each of those. Do an extra set of press ups, whatever, if you want to make it longer. Hope you've enjoyed it. And just bring the arm over the head, push down on the elbow. Try and keep your chest forward. If you want to, you can grab the hand and pull it like that. Yeah, I'm also going to do a pole conditioning workout now. So, I'm going to be quite tired by the end of today. And then change sides. Well done. Give the arms a shake. And then I always like to just do a bit of a hamstring stretch. So knee, your hip above your knee, leg out straight. Try and make sure your hips are in a line this way. And then just bend down. You can do this one from standing as well. Just to stretch out the legs a little bit. Down, do it from here. Again, if you've got the time, you can always use this as like a warm-up for flexibility stretching as well. I mean, it's quite a long warm-up, but obviously the warmer you are, the better you'll stretch. Okay, well done. And then I'm just going to come down into a deep lunge, keeping my knee on the floor, making sure my front knee is directly over my heel, so I'm not like this, which a lot of people do because this is going to put pressure on your ankles. Just keeping your knee over your heel. And then if you want to stretch out your quads a little bit more, you can pick up the back foot as well. You don't have to, that's quite a deep stretch. Just try and pull that foot in towards you. if you do want to try this stretch but you can't quite reach your foot, if you grab a towel or a scarf or a band or something, and then you can use that to hold on to. That's what I had to start out doing with this one. Okay, and change sides. Ooh. Down into a nice deep lunge. And then picking up the back foot. Okay, well done. Give everything a nice little shake.